Alright, so here we're back again. Part 3 of Karma's storyline. Pretty sure we're going down the bad path. Part 3 of Karma's storyline.
What, you gonna die or something?
I can't tell you that. I mean, worst case scenario, probably.
Yes. He'll be fine.
Oh, Luna's swapping Final Fantasy, so I guess Haku's coming. Give me a couple seconds. Oh, he is here. Hi, Haku. Maybe.
Hello.
There we are.
Hello, bud.
Perfect timing. Because I had some technical difficulties.
So I'm not completely ready yet, just because I'm eating soon. Like a late lunch at 5 p.m. So I'll be right back.
Okay. There you go. Oh, we'll start with Alright. When I returned to the march-in later that night, my hands were scratched and I think I might have bruises on my arms. Claude was not joking when he said go easy on me.
Fuck, did they fight?
Yeah, so... Alright, you did leave, didn't you?
Yeah, I missed an entire section. I haven't had the chance to go back and watch it.
Yeah, so I don't even remember when you left because it was so many days ago, but basically he I don't know, notification, I don't know what that was. What was I saying? Oh yeah, basically she decides she doesn't want to have to rely on other people to save her anymore because he saved her from getting kidnapped. And so she was like, hey, can you teach me how to fight? And he was like, but I'll always fight for you. And she's like, well, I can do it by myself. And so she goes out and he teaches her how to defend herself.
Gotcha.
Hi Luna, thanks for hosting. Alright. Oh, and then we got his real name. You probably weren't there. But
I was not here for the last stream at all, remember?
Oh, you weren't. Oh, yeah, you weren't. Yeah, so basically we got the backstory on Claude, which is Karma's real name. He's basically a prince who got cursed by some chick who he dumped who turned out to be a witch. Because he's like the spoiled prince, you know? And so she gave him the curse he has, which he calls the beauty's curse. And he ended up just like leaving his kingdom because he just couldn't bear it. And oh, thanks for like Ash. Alright, because he couldn't bear it and he heard of, oh, there's this princess named Lucette who once she turns 18 can break any curse. And it's like, oh, okay. And so he goes to find her and that's how he ends up here. And then you also find out Lucette's mom is actually a witch and she was a very cruel witch and she was the one who was bearing the other crystal that's the counterpart to Parfai's crystal. And Lucette got cursed by Delora to make sure that the same mistake didn't happen again because of how her mom treated her. And then Lucette finds out her mom basically like kind of manipulated her by erasing her memories and all that. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Alright, now back to the story. But he did compliment me more than once. Have fun.
Oh, yeah, right. Man, Haku does it so much better.
But he's eating lunch, so...
Yeah, I don't remember what voice did I use for him. I can't remember.
It'll be better than the voice Willie used.
Ouch. Alright, I'm just outside of it. Alright, let me read this one. This is what we're starting with. Lou said I've hit you quite a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive.
Crying is for the weak. Though
That is such a weird one.
I mean,
And
it
we
is
know.
without context.
It really is.
Alright. Which you have none. Alright.
You are correct.
So everyone should be sleeping. I notice that the light is still on in the tavern. I see Doreen and Garland up and at the table, speaking with each other and laughing. If Claude had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. Oh yeah! And Garland finally told Doreen how he feels, and the result is her being happy about it.
What?
The two knights, the one dude
Yeah,
finally fessed up to her that, hey, I love you. And he
That's a
didn't,
thing?
yes, and he didn't get rejected.
Neat.
Alright. You two are still up? They're not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like this are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Garland knows these places in town that I've never ever heard of before. I notice that Doreen is even more energetic than usual, her smile a little wider than normal. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm going to get another drink. Another drink? Garland leans in towards me, his voice hushed.
We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out today. We would never take anything from the margin without money.
Right. Is Doreen drunk?
Oh yeah, she's smashed. Oh no, Princess. Tipsy. It's like a buzz. Fades a lot quicker.
I'm pretty sure if she was smashed, she thinks it would be a little more interesting.
Brought this on yourself by bringing me into this. There's going to be backhanded like shitpost comments.
Oh.
You know what I
Yeah. Girl and I watched Doreen as she refills her glass at the bar.
I have to thank you, Princess. Never would have asked her out if you and Karma hadn't insisted on it.
So you told her. Garland looks at me with a pleased smile. I'll take that as a yes.
She didn't really realize until much later. I just asked her out for food, and she thought that's all it was.
Maybe Doreen really did need to be told bluntly.
She is an idiot.
More like too thick-headed. I mean, nightly duties and all. Gotta be stuck on duty. What happened?
Told her?
And?
We talked and remembered old times.
He sounds like an old man.
And I held him. Whoa, is this stream safe for kids anymore?
I've never claimed to be a child-safe channel.
Fair enough. And I held her hand. Gross. Gag.
Look at that
Red.
blush.
Rat.
I noticed Garland flinch ever so slightly, but he is smiling. He looks pleased with himself.
And the night's not over yet, so...
There you go.
Wow.
He trails off with a hopeful smile before he raises an eyebrow at me.
What about you and Karma?
What about us? I've asked him to train me.
I get it. Train? Princess, you've asked him how to teach you to use a sword?
What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword? Doreen returns to the table, but I'm too tired to properly join in the conversation. I should leave until their conversation head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night. I excuse myself to head upstairs. I am startled awake by an excruciating bright light. It is momentary, and when it is over, I'm sitting in my bed, dazed and confused, my eyes burn. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck, where I see the second glass slipper with another piece. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into space, and then not far from him, the two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? I make my way slowly over to them. Even back when you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to deny it. It was obvious you were tailing me back then.
It was only because I was worried about you.
I realized. You really didn't have to follow me, Lan, but I'm glad you did. Lan?
You hear, Jurian.
Oh, shush. Fritz used to call you that, too. And
What
it's
is
Garland's childhood nickname. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see. So what are you two talking about?
Oh, just reminiscing.
I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking at me, confused. Well? Well, what? How did your date go last night? Garland makes a sound and turns beet red. Jareen's eyebrows quirk and then she laughs. Oh, that. It went well. So well, in fact, that you can see that the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Jareen is usually busy taking her rounds around the merchant with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garland, more relaxed. You might even say that we're dating.
Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
He's like, what? He's still blushing. Isn't it funny how red he gets, princess? Oh, I love this lady.
Wanna die? You were blushing just as much yesterday when I...
One more word, Lan, and I swear I'll punch you.
Get wrecked.
The two of them are both blushing now, and the scene is oddly comical. Who knew that the two great knights of the Order of Caldera could be so easily undone? Both of you are amusing to watch. The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. Suddenly I remember the one conversation knights all had at the castle. They're talking about how they all had personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact that they all served the king. I had always thought Jareen and Garland were stoic and honorable, that their only reason for becoming knights was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, with all that stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind if I ask what your reasons were for becoming knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for this kingdom.
Jurian's father was a living legend in his own right. He had the medals to back it up.
My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look in Jurian's face, it's clear to me that she really loves her father. My mother died when I was young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lan and his family. Lan always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Now I know why.
Jurian wanted to follow in her father's footsteps.
Why did you join the Knights, Garland? Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garland. Garland seems to blush even harder at that, and Jurian's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amused. I feel amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them. But a cold voice cuts through the laughter, and the atmosphere is like a hot blade through ice. Oh.
Somebody needs coffee. Could you keep it down over there?
I turn and see Claude's eyes, normally so warm or cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep scowl.
What's up his butt?
Who knows? Oh, we're sorry. He's still glaring at the two of them.
No.
Oh, I can tell them about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece of my necklace. Another good deed. Claude turns his gaze to me, but the frown doesn't disappear.
That's nice, darling.
His voice is calm, but flat and lacks any enthusiasm. That felt lackluster. And oddly disappointing.
A good deed? Congrats, princess. You're close to breaking your curse.
What did you do to get... What did you get the good deed for? I am not sure, actually. Maybe it's for helping Lan confess? I hear you and Karma went out of your way to help make it happen. That happened yesterday, though. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I? Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning.
Dismissive hand gesture. If you two insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. I sense jealousy.
Perhaps affectionate? Durian's smile has faded away into a dangerous scowl, where Garland looks confused. Durian looks nobly irritated. The shadow is still there on his face. Claude does not look okay at all. Alright. How many people do I have in chat? Do we comfort him or scold him? We came to the conclusion last time we were all ready.
That we're on the bad end.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we do at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
might as well still pick and see if we can guess right still.
Let's see.
Thank God I don't have to do that voice anymore, because I'm freaking terrible.
Ah. I was honestly waiting a little bit to see if I could hear you do it.
You would.
Oh, last week Haku came in right as like Willie was voicing
I was about to start.
yeah, Karma, and like right as he
He was like,
finished,
"Yes."
Haku comes in laughing, and we're like, oh, I'll talk about perfect timing. So he's doing like a ridiculous high voice. Speaking of Willie,
Speak of
here
the
he
devil.
is.
Hello.
Hello. All you missed was finding out that Garland and Doreen had a nice date, and Claude/Karma is butthurt about it for some reason.
And Alan, what you missed in last part's story is that Karma does use like a voice potion to make him sound more feminine,
I knew that.
and that it
I was
occasionally
here.
can go
Dylan
away.
wasn't. We're filling in Dylan. He
Oh.
wasn't here.
Yeah, Dylan wasn't here last time. That happened last time.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to actually watch it, so
How dare you, sir?
I don't know. It's like knowing Lucette and Karma's behavior. I would think scold him because they're a little blunt with each other, and they seem to like that.
joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
It doesn't matter if something's bothering him. It doesn't like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness.
Fine, I apologize. Happy?
Much better. Thank God you're here.
He looks at me for a few moments, his expression twisted into a defiant scowl, but doesn't hold
I need to
long.
try to go higher with the voice.
Maybe. Is your pop filter on or something? Because, like, I don't know, your mic sounds a little... There's a little bit of pop.
Music
Okay, that's
crackling?
not just me. Oh, good.
Yeah, it's doing that for me too.
Moments later, his expression softens and he looks away, almost in shame.
Now, how's my voice right now?
A
Perfect.
little better, yeah.
Better.
Yeah, it's just sometimes my USB will screw up,
Ah,
and I just need to unplug, replug the preamp.
alright, your line.
I'm sorry.
This apology sounds real.
That didn't
Oh,
sound
we
right
did
from-
pick the right one.
Ooh, nice.
But still,
That's
why
so
do I feel so
disappointed.
disappointed? Silence descends over a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table.
Excuse me.
Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights.
I'm taking Garland, by the way.
Aw.
Yeah, it's written down for that too. I wonder what's wrong with him.
You think we've been running him too thin because of practice?
I do not think it's you two. get the feeling that Karma holds himself back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant, and recently he's getting more and more moody.
When Broom.
Who knows? Princess? I look over
Never.
at Denise, who is smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is getting kind of restless. Oh, hey! Right on
Oh,
cue!
Never mind.
Yes.
Ask and you shall receive.
Where is he? Where's my buddy?
Time to sweep, I suppose. Well,
You right.
well, maybe cleaning will get my mind off of things.
Let's go, partner.
The rest of the day goes by. I'm stuck cleaning most of the day, and then serving later. At one point, I speak with Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me, and she tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions.
Did they just fade to black the broom?
Yeah.
Yes.
0 out of 10. I hate this game.
I still do not understand what their suspicions are, when Sir Alacaster cannot possibly know who I am. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I can practice with a sword. I notice that both Doreen and Garland look restless too. Garland eventually leaves for patrol while Doreen remains at a table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to try and find Claude. I go to his room, but find the door is locked. Claude? Karma? Are we training tonight? No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? For days, Claude stayed in his room, only leaving when he had to be on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him. I feel so useless. When Claude did appear in the tavern or out in the town, he still had that terrible grimace on his face.
Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone.
I want to give him a hug.
Please.
I really am getting to worry about him. Today, I'm in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It's been almost a week since Claude started acting so strangely, so I thought he needed to do something for him. I know he likes dresses, and he told me once he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he would like some jewelry. Waltz, do you remember where that jewelry store Karma likes is?
I don't go there very often, so unfortunately now. Princess, is this a good deed?
Hmm?
What you're doing right now, do you think it would be a good deed?
Good deeds need to be selfless, right?
Generally, yeah.
I doubt this would count as selfless. I'm doing this to cheer Karma up.
That sounds pretty selfless.
But it's also so that he goes back to teach me how to fight instead of skulking in his room.
I've heard that Karma's been teaching how to use a sword. Why do you want to learn how to fight?
Because I want to be able to protect myself, and it's not like I can use magic. At least sword fighting gives me an advantage.
I'm sorry, Princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse.
Oh yeah, another thing you missed, Tyler.
Not with that attitude.
Waltz is a witch, but because he's cursed,
Yeah.
he can't do any of his witchy stuff, so he's just
Yeah.
normal. And a kid.
I want to give him a hug too.
Waltz is pretty cool. I like his storyline a lot. But on your 18th birthday... Oh wait, that's you.
Now hold on. But on your 18th birthday, when you become the Tenenbaum Bearer, you'll be able to use magic. I'll instruct you if you want me to.
That would be nice. But does not solve my current problem. What
You
would
never
cheer
know.
Karma up? Alt starts chuckling beside me, and I turn to look at him, confused.
Karma's important to you, isn't he?
He is my partner, and he's helped me. He has also been patient with me and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderate things to him.
Glad, Princess. That he's your friend.
My friend. Claude does not feel like a friend. It feels like something else.
Oh, Princess, is this the one you were searching for?
Waltz points to a peddler sporting different kinds of jewelry, and I instantly make my way towards it. There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags. I barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. I cannot afford any of this.
Maybe we should do our errands first and look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stores.
But if I don't get Claude's gift today, I may not be able to give it to him tonight.
Princess?
Alright, should we look for his present first, or should we run errands first?
Swats the child. Beast is selfish. Doesn't get errands done.
Do the errands.
Do the errands.
Screw Karma.
I vote swat the
Yeah.
child. Leave.
Yeah, screw Haku.
Walt has a good point. We might find something while we do the errands, and then we can get them out of the way. Besides, it's not right for me to put Karma above Claude above everyone else.
You're right. You should be putting your one true soulmate, the broom, before everyone else.
I like how before we did 3 or 4 things and we only got 1 right, and today we're starting off with all the right choices, even though it's probably already too late. Right. We spend a few
You never know.
we spend
I
a
mean,
few
we
hours-
learned our lessons to not be nice.
Yeah. or some of
Agreed.
them, yeah. We spend a few hours gathering the supplies needed for the tavern, and only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift.
Princess, I can hold more of those bags for you.
It's fine. I'm used to carrying lots of bags.
Does Karma make you carry them around? Princess, you should really tell him off.
He does a lot of other things for me, but next time I think I will. As long as he gets out of his room sometime soon, I really hope he does.
Hey, Princess.
Now the problem is finding something that he'll like. What does Claude like?
That's busted. Princess!
There's no reason for you to shout. Walt shakes his head at me, but he's still smiling.
Let me offer you a deal.
Oh
A
fuck! The
deal?
child's a demon.
Let's make
He's
a
a witch.
deal.
There you go. Alright.
If you help me set up one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you.
You earn money for your puppet shows?
I get tipped. Eh. So what do you say? I won't go easy on you though.
Yes, I'll help you. Why do you seem so surprised?
I was just thinking that everyone's right. You've really changed, Princess. Maybe having Karma as a partner really was a good idea.
Being partners with Claude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I've done the same for him.
I'm sure Karma would be very happy that you're buying him a gift. Receiving a gift from admirers isn't the same thing as you getting him something.
He receives gifts from admirers? For a few moments I think about the woman who chased us in town a few weeks ago, and I feel an unpleasant stab in my heart.
Small things. A man will treat him better to a dessert every so often. I saw a lot of it when we did errands together. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man.
Killing the man, that's dramatic, but it sounds like karma. He punched Rumple when we asked him to marry him, joke or not. Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, then gets angry when people fall for it. He is still very much a child.
You know how he is. Doesn't like being flirted with.
Walt, do you know anything about Karma's curse?
His curse? He never really talks about it.
Claude may be more stubborn than me if he's not letting anyone help him with his curse. Waltz and I continue our search for a gift. Waltz tells me that I can look for something a bit more expensive and that he'll just put me to work on another day by helping him with his puppets. I return to the jewelry pot where we found it earlier.
Why does he not have eyes?
Don't worry about it.
Stop asking
Why, hello,
questions.
madam, sir. What can I help you with today?
That makes it worse.
It's fine.
It's better than what I would have given him.
Do you have any sort of rose-shaped jewelry here? May refers me to a box. Oh, who am I going back through?
Huh?
Oh, alright. May refers me to a box full of many different rose-shaped earrings. He then shows me necklaces, and I realize blatantly that it is as if I am searching for something for Miss Karma, not Claude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in the feet, before a little rose catches my attention back at the display window. It has a chain connected to it, but it doesn't seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one?
Ah, that's our simple rose pendant, madam. It comes with a chain, but it can also be pinned on the chest.
The man takes out the display case so I can look at it.
Hmm.
This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers to the pendant, and I realize that it can also open.
Ah, yes. You can also put something small inside it.
This is perfect. I look at the price tag and after making sure that it's not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Waltz pays them the additional fee, and then we walk back towards the merchant together. When we return to the merchant, I go to my room and tuck the locket into a drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as expected, Claude is not downstairs today either. Jurian and Garland have taken the training with each other, though they seem agitated that Claude is not helping them. At the end of the day, I hurry to my room, where I write a few words on a piece of paper that I put in the locket. Normal rose would have withered, but I offer this one instead, in heartfelt thanks. I hold the locket tightly to my hand and start toward Claude's room. Why is my heart beating so fast? I'm just giving him a gift. I pause at Claude's door, remembering the last time I entered his room. I'm sure it's okay if I just go in. I open up the door to Claude's room, which is thankfully not locked, and step inside. Claude is sitting motionless in front of his mirror, shoulders slump as he stares at his reflection. He's shirtless, and there's that tattoo. It seems different? Claude does not notice me at first. I notice that his hand goes to the tattoo over his chest, and I hear him heave a heavy sigh. Slowly, I close the door behind me. It clicks, and that is when he suddenly turns to look at me. At first, there's just shock on his face, and then suddenly anger.
Again, why do you do this again, Lucette?
What the hell? Don't walk into the guy's room. What the fuck is wrong with you, chick?
Oh, the first
lot.
time she did it, he was changing, and then she was like, "Oh, great, I've made a great mistake," and then he was like, "Oh yeah, you did, honey."
What's wrong with you?
And then she ended up doing his makeup. Alright, which one?
He doesn't seem in the mood for gifts right now.
He doesn't seem in the mood for talking.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be in the mood to have some rude bitch burst through his fucking door.
Get the hell out.
Well, Dylan leaving is not an option, so do we tell him we're gonna talk to him or give him something? I'm kind of leaning towards the bottom one, because I feel like if we say that we can just, that we came to speak to him, he'd probably be like, well, you could just talk to me through the door instead of coming in here.
Yeah,
Do
go.
something.
Okay.
Okay. I came to give you something. I tightly grip the lock in my hands as I stare at him.
And that was so important, so very essential, that you once again missed knocking on my door for a simple delivery.
His voice slices through my heart.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
I'm not in the mood for surprises, princess.
Ooh, maybe Haku was right. In no time at all, Claude is suddenly right in front of me, his hands outstretched on either side of me, pinning me to the wall against the door.
Ooh.
His face
That kind of moment.
Mad Ginger. His face is so close, his expression so fierce, I cannot even bring myself to think of a way out. The only thing I
Is
can
this the
do is
part
stare
where
at
she
him
gets
levelly,
murdered?
without getting angry, without crying. I will not show any weakness.
Why? Why aren't you struggling? Or screaming at me? That's what the Lucette that I know would do.
You do not know me as much as you think you do.
And you know nothing about me.
Here we go.
I already had a retort prepared when I stopped, realizing that he's right. I barely know anything about him. No, I don't. But I'd like to.
Aw.
Why do you insist on poking your nose into others' business?
Because you all fucking told her to!
Pretty much!
This is your fault!
We're partners. That's the only reason it has to be. I'm supposed to help you, so why do you keep secrets from me?
Help me.
His lips quirk, but his smile is sardonic. Claude, I want to help you. In the silence that descends between us, I find that I cannot help but look at Claude's tattoo, at the thorns twirling on the rose. It is beautiful, but it also seems so lethal. When I glance at Claude again, he looks crestfallen, his eyes glittering like he might be on the verge of tears. Secrets are secrets.
Secrets are secrets for a reason, princess. You should know that. If I could speak about them, I would. But I can't. And you bursting into my room without any notice only makes it harder.
Harder.
I get it.
Oh my god, darling, you pervert.
Valen, what the fuck?
Everybody in this group was thinking it. Somebody had to say.
No.
Honestly,
I'm
no,
in a
no.
very
You know what the worst
serious
part is?
mood. I'm method acting. What?
No. You know what was worse? If you didn't say it, I was about to.
Oh my god, you guys can just type
You
in the chat that, you
perverts.
know that, right? And it's gonna show up on the screen.
That is not nearly as fun.
Yeah, but it won't kill the mood. Alright, harder. Now I can't read this!
Apologize.
God damn it!
Ooh,
I don't.
hard. For what? You know, princess.
I'm still stuck on the. I'm still stuck on his look being sardonic. I'm like, what? Did his face turn into a fish?
Sardonic?
Yeah, sardine.
It's
Oh my
sardonic,
God.
not sardinic. Wait.
Nope, sardonic now.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Harder? What?
Princess, you can't imagine what this all feels like.
What is he talking about?
And that woman, I thought we were meant to be. She was so lovely. Her smile as bright as the sun.
Claude's eyes are far away.
That's why. Never again. But then you ruined everything, Lucette. You cut me down like...
I push my hands against Claude's chest, catching him off guard and forcing him to stumble back. I cannot take any of this. If I ruined everything, I'll just leave. You can have all the time in the world to yourself then. The lock that I brought for him burns my hand and I end up throwing it at his feet.
Lucette, wait!
I ignore him as I run from the room.
good job, jackass.
Then I run to my room and lock my door. I feel too hollow inside for tears. hurts so much to breathe when I think of
It
Claude.
would have felt worse if you didn't stay harder.
I eventually managed to fall
would've-
asleep.
It would have been so much more painful if Dylan and I hadn't thought of it.
But only half snatches of restless dreams when my eyes finally closed.
You'd like to see Karma gay hard, wouldn't you?
Oh my god.
I bet you would.
Stop being gay for Carl.
No.
Mother. Oh my god. Mother, are you and Father in true love? Like the fairy tales? I thought I forbid you to speak of fairy tales. Have you been reading them? But no, Mother, I overheard someone at the palace talking about them today. And I shall have to find that person to make sure they know what an appropriate talkative conversation at the palace is. But Mother, the true love in fairy tales sounds so nice. Do you think I could fall in true love with a prince? Dearest one, true love like that does not exist. But the love between a mother and her child is the truest kind. It cannot be replicated by anything else. All other kinds of love is an illusion. My love is all you will ever need. Do you understand me, my heart? Yes, Mother. Chapter 8, The Lost Prince. Keep your stance straight, princess. Jurian gives me the warning, but too late on purpose. I can see the smile on her face as she effortlessly slides past my defense, taps him in the shoulder with her wooden sword. I got you. Again. For the last 2 days I've been practicing with Jurian and Garland because Claude still hasn't come out of his room. Knights offer to train me, and right now they're teaching me about ways to hold the sword. This is slow, but Claude did tell me I wouldn't be able to master the sword so quickly. Claude. He made me so angry that one day when I could not even properly give him my gift. I still feel sad that he is not here teaching me himself. Come on, princess, focus. I jolt out of my reverie and nod to Jurian. Okay. Ready myself for her next strike, and once again get tapped, this time on the hip. Garland takes over after Jurian, and then we do rounds where I try to hit them with certain strikes. They are both good at teaching, but it does not feel the same as Claude's instruction. His lessons seem less like they were out of a book.
Don't worry, princess. It always starts out slow.
Lan was just as slow at training. But look at him now. Garland whips his head around Jurian's direction, his face turning deep red.
Jurian, that nickname.
But you're so much fun to tease, Lan.
Wanna die?
She beams at him and laughs at his embarrassed face. Our practice
He is
goes
one
on for a
Ethernet.
few more minutes before the knights tell me to wrap up for the night. I think I'm going to stay out here for a little bit. Princess, you know it's dangerous out here at night. If I don't return in 10 minutes, you can come back and check on me. Dream seems unconvinced, but she eventually nods. Fine, but keep your guard up, princess. I watch the two knights as they head back. I see Garland pull his arm around Jurine's waist, pulling her closer. I turn away from the sight, ignoring the heavy feeling in my stomach. I'll just practice the swings for 5 more minutes. The only thing I hear in a clearing while I practice is my shallow breathing and the wind in my ears. Something breaks my concentration, however. I see a glimmer of color in the forest, and I instantly stop, my hands growing tense at the wind sword. What was that? I glance around at my surroundings, and I freeze when I feel a hand on my shoulder. I can feel someone's breath on my neck. This feels a little familiar. Is this Claude?
Ooh.
I'm leaning towards the second one.
Second one, absolutely.
Second one.
Karma would totally
Not
test her
even
like
if
that.
it is, he'll appreciate the fact that he did something smart.
Yeah. Turn and point your sword at him.
You know what? Oh no, it already happened. Never mind.
Oh. I'm pretty sure I recognize Claude's hand, but because I know it's him, I also know what he'd want me to do. I duck away from his hand, turn quickly to port my sword. The tip of the wood is at his neck, and for a few stunned moments, I think I've won. Even Claude looks surprised. It's really him. Then Claude's hands have moved, and he has one hand over my wrist and the other over my sword.
Good, Lucette. You realized you had an opening, but you broke your concentration.
Claude. Claude removes his hands and allows me to lower my sword.
I'm sorry, Lucette.
I feel my breath catch in my throat when Claude holds out the rose pendant that I got for him. I feel my cheeks flush.
You accidentally left this beautiful thing in my room when I came to return it.
Return it?
Yes, you left it in my room, and so I only thought it appropriate to bring it back to you.
Does he really think I left it there on accident? Why would I leave it in your room on accident?
What?
I bought it for you, and I wanted to give it to you, but you were acting so strangely, and Claude's eyes widen, then surprise clear on his face.
Lucette, you bought this for me?
Why does he look so shocked? Claude looks at me in awe for a few moments. His eyes go back down to the locket. He traces a finger around the intricate shape, his eyebrows slowly furrowing. It's a thank you for everything you've done for me.
Lucette, this is beautiful.
He lets the chain fall through his fingers as he stares at the rose pendant with adoration. I feel my heartbeat stutter as he turns to regard me with the same gentle smile. He leans forward, and my breathing stops as he reaches out to hold up my glass slipper necklace. He's standing so close to me.
You really are a good person, Lucette. You completed your second good deed. I think some kind of congratulations are in order. Is there anything you want that I can give to you?
I look up at him and notice that Claude's smile doesn't reach his eyes. He looks so sad. I feel like there is so much that I want from Claude, but I do not want to ask for something that might make him sad.
Hug.
Second one.
Hug.
So we
Just
got
go
one
for
for
the
hug, one
hug.
for smile.
Get a hug.
Absolutely.
Get him a hug. Hug.
What would you
Hug.
want, Willie?
Hug.
The correct answer is the second one. There's no way it's
I
not.
think he wants something that's a little more lewd, but ooh.
Hey, that answer is not on there, so I'm gonna go with Haku. I want a hug.
Hug. Hug.
This is the wrong one,
Hug.
but I don't
We're
care.
gonna get a CG of them hugging. Yes. Hug.
Probably.
Hug. 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 Huh?
Claude looks at me in surprise. He thinks I'm being foolish for making such a request, doesn't he? I shouldn't have said anything. Before I could say anything else, Claude takes a step forward and wraps me in his arms. He pulls me toward him, and in those moments of silence, all I can hear is his heartbeat resounding in his chest. I feel his warmth all around me, and his fingers clasp gently at my back. I feel so strange. My heart is racing and my knees feel weak.
Arms heavy.
Something like this.
Wow.
He speaks right in my ear. It is a
Take that.
surprisingly
I
pleasant
was
feeling.
expecting like a CG or
Wait,
something.
was that the right answer?
Yeah.
Yep, I
got the
saw the
crystal.
gem. Take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hug. Hug.
All right.
Why
I
did we
wanted there
do
to be like
so
some kind of
bad last
CG of
week?
them hugging.
Why did we do
Don't
so
know.
bad last week? Alright, so like.
Cause we're terrible people.
Yeah, now we're gonna pay for
I think we're
it.
trying to play safe, so it's like, okay, with the part where like they were having that dinner together, we're like, okay, try to help them out, and that turned out to be the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like we've learned their personalities basically, and
Also,
then this one was just like hug. I didn't care. I'm just like, I want to see a hug CG.
Haku, fix your mic again.
Yeah, it's buzzing.
Broken mic.
So
By the way, keep live letters in 30 minutes.
Yep, I see it. I still have a clock up. Alright, suddenly, Claude makes a noise of distress as he steps away from me. For those watching the stream wondering and have no idea what we're talking about,
Also, the live letters
Don't worry
not
about
in
it.
30 minutes. It's in like an hour 15.
It started at 9 Eastern last night. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be the same.
Yeah, it's not the same time today.
Oh, it's
Oh.
later?
Never
Oh.
Here, I
mind.
even put like a reminder earlier.
Oh.
On
Luna
what
said it was
time it
same
was.
time, so that's what that one
Aw.
was.
Here, I'll post another reminder.
Okay. Suddenly,
I'm posting it in a time format that everyone can understand.
yeah, because you're doing all the numbers now. It's like,
There
it
we
sounds
go.
like a meme.
Oh,
people not-
it's a timestamp.
Shh,
That is
okay.
not what that is.
Shh, it's fine. If people watching have no idea what we're talking about, it's the Final Fantasy XIV live letter. We just got our FanFest announcement with like stuff about the new expansion last night, and they're continuing it again tonight. Alright.
Like, I know what that is,
Someone
but that is not what
deleted
that
my
is, sir.
message.
Wow. Wrecked.
Suddenly, Claude makes a noise of distress as he steps away from me. All of the warmness that was pressed against me one moment ago is gone.
Oh.
Carmel suddenly stops, eyes wide. He puts a hand on his chest and takes a step away from me, his fingers clutching the fabric of his shirt.
Heart attack?
Nope. Remember, his tattoo was right there. Claude has a pained expression on his face, only making me more anxious.
Not now.
Claude, are you okay? What's wrong?
Lucette, don't worry about it.
He lowers his hand with the pain
What's going
smile
on?
slowly fading away from his face. This
He has
does
a
little
thought
to
in
reassure
his
me.
tent.
Was it my fault you were locked in your room for so long? You just look so pained to be anywhere near me.
No, most definitely not. I was feeling under the weather. And also bitter.
Bitter? Why would he feel bitter?
But it's not for you to worry about, darling. But now we should head back. It's late, and you need rest. I just got back from patrol, so I would like to rest as well.
Is there anything I can do for you?
No, sweet Lucette. You've already done enough for me.
He clutches the rose locket to his chest and sighs out a little with a gentle smile. This smile feels real to me.
This is a beautiful gift, and I will treasure it always. Thank you, Lucette. Now, shall we head back?
I nod at him, and we silently walk back to the merchant. When we make it back to the tavern, I feel tired, but also lighter than I have for weeks. Claude wishes me a good night before slowly walking off to his room, holding the rose locket I gave him tightly. So yeah, I'm walking around town and do some errands with Claude. It's been quite a while since we have done this. Though we were here to run errands, there is also something else that drew me into the town today. Yesterday, Waltz came back to the merchant and told us of an announcement the king was making today. Apparently that announcement had to be posted for at least a week's time, but Waltz had only caught on to it after hearing about it from the crowds after one of his puppet shows. I'm not sure what this announcement entails, but I feel that I need to see the king to make it with my own eyes. I can see more people milling about than usual, which means most of them must be waiting for the king to speak. I have a bad feeling about this. Is it not strange for the king to make announcements, but this feels so sudden? And with everything else that's happened to me, I feel on edge.
Wow, Lucette, you made those bags sound a lot lighter than they'd never actually be.
Stop complaining, Miss Karma. You get valuable experience out of carrying bags. Seeing Claude complain is amusing, especially since I know he can handle the load.
I feel like a servant.
What does that make me when you made me carry all those bags before?
An assistant?
I roll my eyes at him. both working at the March in Reno. And then the thought strikes me. What do you even do at the March? Claude looks surprised at my question, but then he quickly smiles at me.
I train the knights, of course. I also attract customers with my beautiful reputation.
I start laughing, and Claude's face flushes.
Yeah, reputation.
Darling, I get the feeling you're laughing at me.
I wonder. We finish up the rest of our errands, and then sit down at the town plaza to rest. Claude leaves briefly and then returns with a slice of cake for both of us to share as a snack. I have a lot of things I want to ask him, but now it feels like the right time to do so. May I ask you a question?
Of course, darling. Anything.
Anything? Are you sure? Do you enjoy dressing like a woman?
I don't mind it, really. I appreciate the beauty in anything. You girls get to wear quite an assortment of lovely dresses and makeup. It's quite beautiful. I feel more comfortable in my own clothes, but I don't mind dresses.
I guess if you had to wear a dress for so long, you get used to it. I have another question.
And what would that be?
When I was in your room the other day, you spoke about a woman. Were you talking about the witch who cursed you?
Oh no, the woman I was talking about.
He suddenly goes silent and lowers his head. His expression fades into something more melancholy, and I feel my heart lurch. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up.
Maybe.
To my surprise, Claude continues talking.
Shortly after I came to Angel, there was a woman that I met whose smile was as radiant as sunshine. She was beautiful, and when she laughed, everything felt right about the world.
Hearing him talk about her makes me uncomfortable. Am I jealous?
Yes.
Claude watches
No.
me quietly,
Maybe.
as if he is measuring my expression. Eventually, he goes back to speaking.
I knew her for many months. Time passed and I thought we were truly in love. And then
He goes silent for a few moments, his eyes distant, his expression pained.
well, some things happened and I realized she only loved me because of my curse. She was drawn to me just as any other woman is. She seemed so genuine in comparison to the other women, but in the end,
Claude trails off and lets out an exasperated sigh. You were truly in love with her?
I was. I've dated many women, but I've never fallen in love with someone who has honestly loved me back.
So the last person you loved was that one woman. Claude looks at me and for a few moments he does not speak.
Lucette, do you mind if I ask you a question?
No, I don't mind.
Have you ever loved anyone?
She's barely learning to like people.
My mother, of course.
You never know.
Maybe she has a secret crush. Oh. My mother, of course.
And maybe that crush is standing in front of her. It's fine.
I was referring to a romantic kind of love.
Romantic kind of love?
What is this romance you speak of?
Pretty much.
What is this romance?
What does that kind of love feel like? What's romaine? Isn't that kind of lettuce?
I guess there's my cleaning buddy. The broom?
Allow me to enlighten you.
He smiles at me and is surprisingly genuine.
It can feel simultaneously like floating and sinking. Your heart stutters and you worry about small things. About offending this other person in some way. You wonder if they will like what you're wearing, or if you'd prefer a sandwich to a casserole when you treat them for dinner. You begin to find beauty in all the things that they do. Their presence makes you feel complete in a way you'd never thought before. You try to imagine life without that person and find that you cannot. To even consider such a thing is painful, so much so that it feels like it might break your heart.
Claude continues talking, but my mind is already whirling. Though he phrases things in a way that still feels unnecessarily dramatic, I feel a tinge of familiarity.
Yeah, that floor would still be dirty without her one true love.
Yeah.
The things he's describing. Those are the things I feel when I am with him. Get wrecked, Mr. Broom!
Yeah, the broom.
Before I can say anything, we hear the sound of hooves and the both of us turn. I can see a procession of knights along with the king on his horse. He normally rides in town like this, but today he's not swelling and there are way too many knights riding with him. And is that Sir Alcaster? Let's go find a place to stand and watch.
As you wish.
Claude walks with me to the crowd gathering around the king, and we find a spot to spectate at the very edge, closer to the alleyways.
My beloved citizens of Angiel, I have come before you today to make an important announcement. Ever since I was given this crown, I have sworn to live my life with the people, and to rule in all fairness so that our kingdom could enjoy great peace.
The crowd breaks into applause. I stare at the
You
king.
go, King! We love you!
And there's the uneasy feeling in my stomach when I notice that there is a sadness in his eyes, though he is smiling. No, Sir Alcaster appears to be hiding a smile. I do not like where this is going.
Is this the first time they're showing Alcaster?
Mm-hmm. The king's
So that's
speech-
what that bitch looks like.
Yeah. I think there's one route where he shows up sooner, but otherwise he always shows up near the end. The
I've
king's
seen his name for so long.
Yeah. Where's that
No.
one dude we saw once and we never saw him again? And only Haku and I saw him. The king's speech goes on for long minutes after that, with him detailing the commitments he made, the goals he set, and finally, his love for the people. The audience around us claps and cheers, but Claude and I are silent.
Something is not right.
I nod in response.
To this day, I keep this promise. I would never break this oath, for it is a foundation on which I rule.
The audience claps again, but I am silent, watching the king.
We love you,
intently.
King! Unfortunately, the unwelcome news that I bring you today gives me reason to hand this foundation over to someone else. I have fallen terminally ill.
Sir, you don't look very sick.
Very ill. Mm.
The king's proclamation is met with shock and angry chattering from the audience.
What? How dare you be sick? We hate you now.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything that is being said over the cacophony of voices.
Cacophony.
Shush. Alright.
No.
But I know that the audience is descending. I stiffen as I stare at the king. He is lying. I can tell by the firm set of his jaw and the way his eyes flicker across the crowd faster than they ought to. The king has lied to me so many times before that I can recognize when he does it.
I know that this unfortunate news must come as a shock, but this is an illness for which there is no current cure. As for the question of my successor,
He trails off for a few moments and I think I see something in his eyes that hint at urgency, but I'm not sure why.
Now, is that her father?
Crown Princess Emmeline
Yes.
is unmarried and still too young to rule on her own.
I feel a pang of irritation and confusion. Another lie. Emily could just fine with the help of Sir Mithras and the others.
After much thought, I have come to the conclusion that our kingdom, which still continues to face danger from the witches, is best put in the capable hands of the commander of the Order of Caldera, Sir Alcaster.
What? I cannot hide my shock. The rest of the audience reacts similarly. Their sudden outburst a testament to their confusion.
While I'll be providing support and assistance from the sidelines, I cannot in good grace continue to wear this crown when I know I cannot serve my people as they deserve. Simply put, I believe that the witches have gained more power in these recent months, and that Sir Alcaster is best suited to deal with these conflicts. Screw them. The fairy tale curse runs more rampant these days, and there have been more reports of incidents involving magic.
The murmuring continues, except now the townsfolk sound panicked. This cannot be true. I do not miss reluctance in the king's next words.
Sir Alcaster has also suggested a number of remedies to our laws, especially concerning our security and work hours. I believe that Sir Alcaster can better rule this country in these turbulent times. Please show him all the love and loyalty you have shown me. That bastard!
Claw has a foul expression on his face, and his words feel heavy, even in the low whisper. I know the king. He takes every duty upon himself, and he would never hand his crown to someone else. Once Sir Alcaster comes to the podium, he silences them with a glare. Alright, someone go ahead and claim him.
Give me a second.
Yeah, well, you
Before
got
I
it.
do it.
Citizens of Angiel, I swear to you that I will serve you as well as I have no idea how to pronounce that. Gennaro has. That being said, I also believe that some changes will need to be made.
You nailed it. Good. Sir Alcaster continues to speak. He mentions things like curfews for safety, extended work hours, and additional taxes to go towards the knights, but I am slowly beginning to block out the drone of his voice. What is going on? Sir, no. Alcaster must have done something to force the king into this charade. The king stands behind Alcaster with his hands clasped, his eyes alert, but there is a helplessness to them I have never seen before. It isn't long before the crowd's unsettled murmuring becomes agitated whispering. I am stunned when Claude cups his hands to his mouth and starts shouting.
There is only one king.
He said that pretty loudly.
King Gennaro.
Claude grips his hand and starts leading me around the outskirts so that people cannot spot him as he continues to shout. The crowd begins to chant along Claude, and then they draw near to the stage where my father and Alcaster are standing.
There is only one king! King Gennaro! Screw you, person! There is only one king! King Gennaro!
There's only one king, King Broom.
Let's go, Lucette.
No, that's Mr. Broom. The crowd right next to the platform now, and the chant carries on. Claude
That is
pushes
Lord
me
Broom
behind
to
him,
you?
but my mind is on my father and on his desperate eyes. Hours later, the Merchant Tavern is chaotic. People are talking over each other, trying to relate a scene that they saw earlier in town today. Every visitor here is talking about what they witnessed. I have been in a corner of the room this entire time, trying to understand everyone but failing. The lore and parfait are not here to calm any of this chaos.
Oh shit! Look at that. This is my boy.
Buddy.
Hey, princess. How are you feeling?
I almost jump when I hear Rumple's voice.
Surprised? I can feel when a damsel is in distress, my lady.
I'm really not in the mood for your flirting, Rumple.
Wow, okay. No, my apologies. I thought you might have wanted some cheering up.
FYI, the live letter itself is not starting, but they're doing like a stage thingy thing for like 15 minutes, and then it'll start.
Gotcha. Where's your partner?
I
Dead.
went out to town to survey the situation.
Dead.
Kama doesn't do anything around the tavern, but he does a whole lot for you, doesn't he? I suppose that that's the least a man in love can do. Oh, hey, we're doing this big reveal now.
I feel myself blush.
Not much of a reveal.
What is Rumble going on about?
Yeah. Princess, you're pink. This
I
is
am
honestly.
not. My mind feels all scrambled now. This is all Rumble's fault.
Is it?
Thankfully, before Rumble can continue talking, the door opens and Laura walks inside to call all the marching boarders into the reception room. So we don't have Abby to voice her tonight. Great. When I went to the reception room, I'm surprised to see two familiar figures standing beside Parfait. Emmeline and Rod. These are her step-siblings. Or anyone that wasn't here when they got introduced.
Those two are blood.
Yeah, the girl is older. Both of them look downtrodden and discouraged. Everyone is noticeably shocked as they step inside.
Prince and
God.
princess. Where did they come from?
What is happening at the palace? What of Queen Ophelia? We need silence in the room, everyone. Laura raises her voice, effectively causing everyone to pause. She glances at Parfait, who nods, and then turns to look at Rod and Emmeline. Princess Emmeline, if you could tell everyone what you told Laura and I. The room is unnaturally quiet as Emmeline begins her story. She starts with the events of 1 week ago. In the middle of family dinner, Alcaster burst in with soldiers and seized her, Rod, and Ophelia in front of the king. Sir Alcaster said that the king didn't hand over his crown, he would kill us. We had no idea a coup would be staged. The three of them were taken down to the prison cells. Oh, it doesn't have a name there. 3 of them were taken down to the prison cells, with Ophelia taken to a separate cell. Sir Fitzgerald helped us escape, but only just barely. Fritz, are you openly disobeying your father? I hope that he is safe.
Alcaster wanted to kill the king. I'm sure that he still will.
But he has no reason to. The king has already handed over his crown. I speak before even realizing. Everyone stares at me, including Ron and Emmeline.
Alcaster is a foul man. I only think he usurped the throne without violence because he wanted less resistance from the people.
He never spoke up to my father before. Did you just say father?
It's a long story, Em.
What, does she not know?
No, because
Nope.
she's not cursed.
She's not cursed.
So she's part of the thing where she forgets who Lucetta is, because everyone forgot who Lucette was except for cursed people, witches, and fairies.
Yeah, and in his case, he has the
Yeah,
Little Mermaid curse.
I remember he has the curse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got the little puppet to talk for him. Right. Emmeline looks
Yeah,
at
I
me.
remember that.
Right, I forgot about that.
Oh no, you're supposed to still talk in his voice, but then you swap when it has the bunny voice, and it'll be obvious because the writing will be more like scribbly looking, like it's a toy talking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I picked you for this, because you have this one high voice. I know that you can do that would be perfect.
Hey,
Okay.
it's me, the toy!
And it's not talking, sound like Mickey Mouse.
Oh! Let's have a little fun today!
boy, it's me, Mickey!
I was thinking like that one voice you did to me once, where I told you never to do it again, and you sound like some dude in the kids' cartoon. Alright.
Fuck, I don't remember that. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, probably at some point. I'm not sure I'll also describe it.
I'll improvise.
I don't think he's gonna talk for a while though. Alright, Emily looks between Ron and I, her expression confused. You know each other?
We do.
Emily looks like she wants to say something, but she remains silent.
Our mother is still inside the palace.
We need to save her somehow, and Sir Fitzgerald. What happened to Fritz?
We don't know. He helped us escape, but we were spotted at the last minute. He told us to run ahead and leave him behind.
We didn't see him again after that, and we couldn't just wait, so Rod brought me here. Right now, we need to piece together the situation as quickly as we can, and then we need to figure out a way to save the king. I knew Alcaster was up to something, but I never thought it would escalate to this. Jurian, what do you know about this? Garland and I weren't stripped of our titles because we disobeyed Alcaster's orders. It was because we overheard Alcaster plotting something and tried to tell the king of his plot. We gave him a warning, but the king did not believe us, not with Alcaster and Mithros whispering in his ears.
King didn't think Alcaster was possible of such a betrayal.
Ooh,
He
it's
thought we were trying to turn him against Alcaster for our own gain.
And so Alcaster stripped us of our titles and banished us from the palace. Lady Parfait found us, and while we were happy to help out the tavern, we were also intended on eventually to do something about the mess in the palace. So Alcaster had been planning to do this all this time. When we part for the night, Parfait and Delora take Rod and Emily into a room that they can share. It's been decided that they will be harbored here at the Marchand, a place that Emily apparently knew about but never came to, because she wasn't cursed. Well, Rod did say his family knew he was cursed. I noticed Emily looking at me many times throughout the night, but she never asked me anything. The next few days are a muddled mess. Everyone is busy trying to find out what happened and what can be done to help the king. I'm sweeping the tavern half-heartedly one day, my thoughts on everything but my chores. Everyone's been trying to do something to help out the last few days. I've gone on quite a few trips in the town with Claude to search for information. I haven't been able to find much.
It's okay. You'll make it work.
Alright, so is the live lore confirmed starting at 9 p.m. or like in an hour? Or
in 15 minutes.
in 15 minutes?
It's like I've been posting like the time on the Discord.
Haven't had time to like
15
scroll
minutes.
over and look.
We have 50 minutes, not 15.
Oh, 50.
Yeah, 50. 50.
Yeah.
I thought you said
But right now
55.
they're doing something on stage.
Okay. I'm finally on my break, so I decided to go to the reception room to rest. When I step inside, I notice Emmeline sitting on the couch. She waves me over as soon as she sees me. She hasn't really openly spoken to me since she's been here. Profane Delora have been trying to hide her so as not to cause ruckus in the Marchand. Rumors are dangerous now. You're Lucette, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Rod told me about your curse. He said that you're the king's blood daughter. I'm really sorry. I am shocked by Emmeline's sudden outburst. What? I didn't mean to, but I took your place. How could I forget my own sister? We're not blood related. That doesn't matter. I would love you regardless. Emmeline was always trying to take me out and do things with me back when I was still at the palace. I distanced myself from her because I thought the king loved her more than he loved me. I still think that maybe he does. We weren't close. I barely spoke to you, or to Rod. Didn't he tell you that? He did.
Which one's the adopted one, by the way? Is Lucette adopted, or is it the two of them?
No, so Lucette is the king's
They're
real
from
daughter.
different mothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, different mothers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Well,
they're
different
half siblings.
well, they're different. No, they're step siblings. So Lucette is her father's only child, but her mom died, and so when she died,
Oh,
he
she's
married
really?
Ophelia, the
That's
town baker.
that would be half that would be half siblings.
Wait, but did she
No,
not have
okay,
kids with her?
I am
Step
explaining.
Right,
I'm
it is
explaining.
because they're not related by blood.
They're not related at all.
Yeah, it's step siblings.
Yeah, because
Oh, I'm
Lucette is
stupid.
the king's only child. Her mom, this was also explained in the last thing we did. Her mom died. The king was finally free to marry the person he truly loved, who already had 2 children, which was the town baker, Ophelia. So she became queen and brought her 2 children along.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so these are
stupid.
step siblings. But Lucette is in line for the throne because she is his one true heir. So
Rabbit?
My hair.
yes. But perhaps we can turn over a new leaf? Emmeline is as stubborn as always. I have more things to worry about than being her friend. I have to go.
I
Walk off
disagree.
before this conversation can continue. If I hadn't been cursed and remained in the palace, would Sir Alcaster have taken me hostage too?
Maybe.
The hours tick by, and as the tavern is emptied for the day, the Laura calls everyone together to explain that she and Parfait have pieced together about the situation. Alright, everyone, we've come up upon new information. The first is that Alcaster has cracked down on the riots in town. Anyone seen protesting his rule is thrown in prison. The king always valued the people's opinions. Alcaster does not want opinions, he only wants to rule with an iron fist. Our patrols have shown that there is an overall more security in the palace and around the town. They have been charged with keeping people quiet in whatever ways they possibly can. As we heard from the prince and princess, things are more turbulent in the palace. The king is still alive, and it is likely he will stay that way for very long. One thing is clear, given Alcaster's motives to take over the kingdom, I doubt he will rest until the king is dead. I think the king's men have turned against him, and even if there are loyal soldiers still left in the palace, we cannot contact them right now.
Rescuing the king and queen will be on us then.
We just so happen to have people in this tavern that have a shot at rescuing them. Prince Rada has the key to a secret passage we can use to break into the palace. Secret passageway. But only the king and the commander of the commander of the knights have the key to that passage, so how did they get a copy? Who's going to join us in this mission? Doreen and Garland both volunteered immediately, followed shortly by Claude and Waltz. I'll go too. The room goes quiet as I step forward and volunteer. Princess, you can't allow you to put yourself in danger. I look at Claude, who's staring at me shocked. I took up the sword so I could protect those I care about.
What? Princess, you don't have nearly enough practice.
But I can help, and I still have time to learn. I agree with Parfait, Princess. The palace isn't the place for you to try out your newfound sword skills. And then you may as well chain me up, because I refuse to stay here while I go and save the king. Princess. Well, she has been practicing with the rest of us. Don't encourage her, Doreen. But it's not like any of us can stop her anyway.
I'm pretty sure you
The
could.
princess is quite stubborn.
Claude agrees with Doreen, but I can tell that he does not like the idea of me going along with them.
Only we had time to get reinforcements from Karma's country.
Karma's country?
Brugantia.
How is it possible that a Burgundian citizen can simply ask for reinforcements? Oh shit, your royalty.
Oh.
Well,
Karma's the crown prince of Brigantia.
There's some shuffling in the room as everyone turns to gawk at Claude. Rumpel, Anise, Rod, and Emily all look shocked by this revelation. You're the lost prince?
Lost Prince. Sounds like such a tragedy, doesn't it?
Anise suddenly looks distressed as she fiddles her thumbs. All this time and I never knew. I'm so sorry, Your Highness.
There is no need for formalities, Anise.
But
I am the Lost Prince, after all. I keep my lineage a secret because right now, I am just a normal commoner.
But you're the prince. Couldn't you still ask for reinforcements?
Even if I did ask for reinforcements, I'm pretty sure they would never come in time. Besides, I can't go back to my kingdom yet.
you cannot go back while he's still cursed. The conversation continues in a more solemn tone. Eventually, we start speaking of our plan to enter the palace. When the details are all finalized, I repeat everything to myself to make certain that I know what is meant to happen. Waltz will lead us to the palace then, and Doreen and Garland will follow right behind them, watching for the most immediate enemies.
Leave it to.
We'll deal with any resistance before it touches you, princess. And Karma will be watching from the back along with Delora. A witch and a prince for backup. Delora smiles wryly. Claude rolls his shoulders.
I'd like to think of us as more of the closing act. Though, if it all goes according to plan, we will have no need for either the opening or closing act.
It is a small task force, which is better. The smaller the better. The last thing we want is to be noticed. We decide to meet again over the course of the next week to finalize our plan, and carefully survey the situation in town before parting. Claude has taken to training me. Doreen and Garland at the same time. Just the other day, he had all of us attacking together. Even though I am nowhere near as good as a trained knight, I would still manage to hit him once. I feel like things are coming to some sort of conclusion, yet I still haven't done 3 good deeds. Say we finalized our plans for getting into the palace. We have mapped out where the king and Ophelia must be in the prisons, where the guards might be positioned, and how we plan on sneaking in. I sit down in my bed and I'm about to lay down when I hear something.
Hello, love. My, you're red. Were you thinking about me?
I noticed that he has one hand on his chest tonight, but then he has been doing that more often lately. I notice during practices and sometimes when I catch his eyes. Is he sick?
Darling?
Okay, so apparently it's just normal for them to frickin' break into each other's rooms.
I think he's just doing it as to be like, ha! You do this to me, so I'm doing it to you now.
Basically.
I shake myself at the sound of Claude's voice. What if I was changing? You could have knocked.
Well, you didn't seem to have a problem when you walked in on me changing without announcing yourself.
Wrecked.
That's different. He strolls inside and steps closer to me. He smiles at me mischievously.
Oh, how so? That got your tongue?
Claude shakes his head, his smile softening.
I really didn't mean to come in to disturb you. I just have something important that I needed to say to you.
Claude kneels in front of me and furrows his eyebrows together.
I want to insist you reconsider going to the palace with us. As Parfait and Delora have said many times, it will be dangerous.
Nothing you say is going to change my mind. I want to do what I can to help everyone.
Yes, and that terrifies me.
Terrifies you?
If your stubbornness leads to you putting your neck out there for someone, I would never forgive myself for your injuries. If you want to help me, stay here, where you'll be safe.
I'm not some damsel in distress that needs to be protected.
Lucette, all I want is for you to stay safe, so that when we save your father, you can face him with a smile.
I won't be able to face my father unless I'm one of the people to save him.
Stubborn as always.
I sigh, irritation rolling up in my stomach at the look on Claude's face. He's calling me stubborn, but he's being stubborn about this. You've said I've improved with my sword fighting.
You have. You improved so much because of your resilience and drive, and because you're generally interested.
It's because I have a good teacher.
Your compliments is gentle music to my ears. Your compliments mean a lot to me, Lucette.
My eyes fixate on his soft smile and at the gentle crinkle in his eyes. Our eyes lock, and for a few moments I am aware of the slight energy between us. I glance away hurriedly, not entirely sure of what would happen if I kept staring at him. My heart beats uneasily in my chest.
Earlier today, I comforted your sister when she started crying about the things that had happened in the palace.
Emmeline? Why would he comfort her?
I saw her crying downstairs in the reception room earlier today, without anyone there. She's a rather sweet girl. I keep thinking that the two of you are completely different. You're both strong-willed and stubborn, but she wears her emotions on her sleeve, while you keep it all inside of you.
I'm not hiding anything if that's what you're implying. Mother always told me crying was weak. Claude stands up and leans forward. Before I know it, I'm in his arms.
Ooh. Lucette, I'm always here for you.
I feel flustered again, and my mind feels foggy. I can barely comprehend what's in my mind or in my heart. Should we say I'm sorry or
Oh,
thank
damn.
you?
I feel like thank you is the. I don't know. Because I'm really sounds like it's going to turn into this is how you broke this relationship path.
Leaning towards thank you?
Same.
Is that what they want to say? I don't know. This one's
I
tough.
also don't know.
I'm leaning thank you because I don't think he would want her to be apologetic? Question mark.
I
Let's go. Thank you. I vote thank you.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm so torn. You might as well go thank you on that.
You never need to thank me, Lucette.
But you've done so much for me. It's not just sword fighting, it's your patience, your company, you saving me when I needed help.
It's not true. I'm pretty sure I'm the most selfish person in this tavern. All I've ever wanted is things for myself.
Ooh, that was the right one. I never thought you were selfish, Claude. He puts a hand on my cheek and looks at me solemnly.
You don't think that me wanting you is...
Suddenly he steps back, his hand on
Good
his
job,
chest,
man.
his breathing heavy. I stare at Claude with wide eyes. Claude, are you okay?
I'm fine.
He sighs out slowly, but he sounds obviously pained. I'll go get Anise.
No. I'm fine. I'm fine. I swear it.
Oh my
It's
god.
just a spell of dizziness.
Bruh.
But you...
Yeah. Dizziness.
He manages a small,
That's
tight-lipped smile before he straightens and shakes his head. His hands are visibly shaking.
He's dying, isn't he? I must be tired.
I honestly can't remember exactly what's going on, but I do have some idea. But Claude,
Do not tell anyone about this, okay? I don't want them to worry.
why is he always so stubborn? He is obviously in pain. I clench my hands in the fists as I frown at him. Why must you always be so secretive? You're keeping something from me, Claude.
I'm sorry, Lucette.
Claude abruptly leaves the room,
I do it.
leaving me with fragmented thoughts. The rescue. This will probably be our last chapter. Today I will land another hit on you, Karma.
If you can, darling, I welcome the challenge.
Correct.
Princess, your side is open.
I bring my sword up closer to my side as Garland strikes me. Tonight is the first night I get to use a real sword as opposed to a practice sword. The sound of metal clashing echoes into the night. Is this what a real battle feels like? We've been practicing under skirmish conditions for the last few days. Since tomorrow's day we enact our plan and we're doing some last minute practice.
Remember, fighting back to back is better than doing it alone.
Claude dodges Doreen's sword as he speaks, but I notice that he seems to be taking special care not to look in my direction. He's been fine for the last few days, but I'm not so sure when his pain will return. If only he would tell me what was wrong with him.
So it's related to her.
Probably.
Yep.
When Claude finally calls the end of practice, we are all exhausted.
Good job, everyone. You'll all be fine tomorrow.
Garland turns to face me, a soft expression on his face.
And if it comes down to it, Jury and I'll protect you.
Garland looks over his shoulder to Claude.
Both of you. That's our job as knights.
I'm quite capable of protecting myself, but I do appreciate the offer.
It's late. We shall all get some rest. The two knights excuse themselves, leaving me with Claude.
Lucette, you should go to bed. Princess?
I have a feeling I won't sleep much tonight anyways.
Be that as it may, you should still try. I'm about to retire for the night as well.
Practicing or talk?
I have no idea.
I'm leaning towards talk.
I am also leaning towards talk.
Okay.
What about you,
Well,
Dylan? Rest in peace, Dylan. We'll go with talk.
Nothing. Alright.
Go forward, go talk.
Alright.
I'm gonna say
About what?
talk is exact number it anyway.
Claude takes a step back and I stare at his hand as his hands absently moves to his chest. Are you really okay, Claude?
I've been perfectly fine this past week.
He's lying. He's obviously in pain. Why do you have to keep your pain a secret? Why won't you talk to me?
Yeah.
I've told you before that some things are better kept a secret, Princess.
Claude sighs out, then leans forward to set a hand on my head.
Lucette, promise me you'll stay behind if we're attacked. And if at any point it looks like we may not make it, you're to run as fast as you can back to the margin.
But that is cowardly.
Lucette, don't you remember what I said before? Sometimes running is the right thing to do. Never run into an impossible situation. Instead, live to fight another day. Promise me, you'll stay behind me. Please, Lucette. Give me the peace of mind.
What do?
Promise to him. Promise to him.
I feel like that's the obvious choice, yeah.
Yeah.
The correct answer is make the promise. My answer is I can't promise that.
Promise
we're gonna
him.
do this.
And then stick to your promise.
It'll make
No.
me feel better before going to this mission. I cannot deny his
Ooh.
request. Claude's expression softens as he moves away from me. I'll stay behind you.
Thank you, Princess. Let's attempt sleep in preparation for tomorrow.
When this is all over, I'll pry Claude's secret out of him. Transition.
Hooray.
Tonight is night. Everyone's just about ready to go. I can't get this feeling of foreboding off of my chest. Everyone is gathered close to the door, ready to see us off. Everyone except
Princess. Of course, here we go.
Rumpel suddenly appears, and he's coming up to stand right next to him. What are you two doing here?
Well, of course, we came to wish you good luck, just like every there. Go save the king, dear.
I'll be waiting for you tonight so that we can celebrate everyone's return.
Be careful.
You can. My bad.
Emmeline,
looked
who has
down for
been
2
everywhere
seconds.
with her brother since they came here, is standing right behind him now with a smile. I pray for your safe return. Her smile wavers, and I can tell she's uncertain.
She has the great knights of Caldaria and 2 witches and a prince. She'll be fine.
Rod's responses are curt as usual, but I cannot help but notice the hesitance in his voice. Even though he stares at me without expression, I think I can see a twinge of worry in his eyes. Rest assured, we will keep the princess safe.
We're not going to let Alcaster get away with what he did to Angiella and its royal family.
Faye steps forward last. She and Delora glance at each other, and I feel as if some secret message bounces between the two of them. Delora nods ever so slightly before Faye turns to the rest of us. Her eyes eventually fall on me. You've changed since you've been here, Princess. Your dedication and resolve never wavers. It has always been there, just beneath the surface. Stubbornness or resolve?
Yes.
It is as if Parfait is able to read my thoughts. She smiles as she sets a hand on my shoulder. Your dedication is very much like King Gennaro's. You are proud and honorable and always take steps in the right direction. This is why I know you'll be back tonight. Just as Rumpel said, we'll be waiting for you and all of you. Stay safe tonight. I nod my head as everyone gathers around, beginning to repeat their hearty goodbyes. It is Delora who walks away first. We all follow behind. The night has just begun.
Go sweep them up, baby girl.
That brew. Our way to the palace gate is uneventful, but we pause some distance away from them to take shelter in a nearby alley. There are knights everywhere. Waltz points to what looks like a regular section in the wall.
There's the hidden doors to the tunnel. If we time it right between the night's patrols, we should be able to make it in. On my signal.
Claude puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes. It's an abrupt gesture and doesn't last long, but the motion calms my nerves somewhat. We will be fine. Our footsteps echo in the tunnel, standing in front of me and Jareen and Garland, who are flanking Waltz. Delora stands behind me and Claude is at my back. The small tunnel makes it seem like we brought a lot of people.
This way.
We silently follow Waltz's instructions. What is it that Waltz knows about these tunnels? I've already taken into account the guards and where they might be positioned based on Prince Rod's information. We should be alright. Garland and I will act as distractions if needed.
Princess, leave most of the fighting to us, if there's any to be done.
I know. I will only fight if I need to.
Only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent.
I think you're still quite capable without all your magic, puppeteer.
Oh, a compliment? It's an honor. Miss Karma.
Do you want to die?
I'm only in the dress
Yes.
because of Jurian, you know.
Tyrion crosses her arms and cocks an eyebrow at Claude. I won't fall in love with you, no matter what you say.
That's what they all say.
Wasn't she fine the other times?
Only because he's dressed as a woman. She's never seen him as a man.
Her dressed as a man. I've seen it.
Oh, I think she was
But
like
did
some
you?
distance away and it got her out quick.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's
so
magic.
We're here.
suddenly everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stare at the staircase in front of me.
This should lead to the throne room.
I do not know we had a secret passage in the throne room. How much does Waltz know about the palace? Immediately after we step into the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gazes. I stick close to Claude and Waltz as Delora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards.
Hey,
I watch as the guards' eyes close before they slump to the ground. Delora
Oh,
drops her
I'm
hands.
sleepy.
Delora
Yeah,
drops her
sleep.
hands once all the guards are truly asleep. Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic.
Let's keep going.
Getting through the palace is no easy feat. The hallways that were easy to get through before, difficult to traverse now for all the soldiers standing around.
So they're at least level 4. Good to know.
Laura casts a spell to silence our footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually we arrive just outside of tunnels that should lead to the castle's prison.
I'll stand watch.
Be careful, Waltz.
I will.
We enter another network of tunnels. Jareen, Garlean, after you. Doreen glances at me briefly and at Claude, who nods a little stiffly. We'll be right back. In accordance with the plan, Claude and I are left in the hallway at the halfway point of the tunnels to ensure that the clean escape as Delora, Durian, and Garland continue on to the prison. They should be fine, but I am still worried. My eyes wander to Claude and I bite down my lower lip when I notice that his hand is once again raised to his chest. I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude puts a hand on his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall.
Not now.
His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude?
I just need some space, princess.
But
I am fine.
I cannot help but feel irritated at the way Claude has snapped at me.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this way. It's...
He trails off, his eyes distant. Because of your curse, right? Most of the time he's sociable and a pleasure to talk to, but then he reverts to this state, and it's like he is two different people. I cannot understand why he's like this. Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets?
Lucette, I wish I could explain, but if I did, you would hate me. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Oh.
But we'll read his line first, and then we'll pick.
Now, it's not a hard one.
Yeah, it's not a hard one, but
It's the first answer.
Yeah, I think so. Let's go with that one. I could never be
Yeah,
mad at you.
100% guarantee it's the first answer.
I much prefer its counterpart. Challenge accepted.
Oh, I didn't read it. Stop. Alright, there we go. What is there to be afraid of? Claude wears a pained expression as he looks at me. I see him once again grab at the collar of his dress, looking like he's in some kind of quiet agony.
That's what she said too.
Is he talking about that one woman from before? The one who didn't love him? He thinks I'm the same? I am not like her.
Lucette,
Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly to the hilt of his sword just as I reach for mine. We only relax when we see that Doreen, Garland, and Delora heading towards us. Why are they alone?
where are the king and queen?
They weren't in the prison.
I have no idea where else they could be. Laura steps out from between the two of them, her expression somber. This doesn't bode well for us at all. I can't keep sneaking without a direction. This is a sure way to get caught. The words have just left her mouth when the alarm sounds behind us. Don't tell me.
It's the alarm.
Everyone draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running towards us with a harried expression on his face.
The knights are on their way.
How did they know we were here? In seconds, I hear the clinking of metal, and then there are knights upon us. We are forced to scatter to deal with different opponents. A guard rushes at me with his sword, and I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. Knights fall after I catch him from behind and give Claude an opening to attack him.
Lucette! Stay behind me.
I promised I would, remember?
Let's keep it that way.
A smile
And Claude is now invincible.
A smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments he seems
Say
more
that, no,
like
he's
the
gonna
Claude
die.
that I know.
No.
Jinxed it.
No, he won't.
A knight manages to separate Claude and I, leaving me by myself. He grabs my
Or
arm.
mine.
See what you did.
Hand to me. I watch him shock. I watch him shock as a shimmering fog swirls around my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He's only the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by the slow rise and fall of their chests that they are asleep.
Aw.
I'm sorry I couldn't focus long enough to cast that spell earlier. Laura drops her hands, turns to address Waltz, Claude, and I. Head towards the entrance hall. The king must be in one of the central rooms. Doreen, Garland, and I will head to the bedchambers in the east wing to look for the queen.
Splitting up is not part of the plan.
We don't have much of a choice anymore if we're going to get the king and queen out of here. We have to improvise. Now go. Claude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz. Let's go.
Let's go.
Should have brought the broom.
Yeah, obviously.
3 of us rush
Clean
out
up
into
those
the
bad
palace
guys.
hallways. Sweep all the bodies away. And into the palace hallways. I keep my gaze forward while Waltz and Claude watch for enemies on either side of us.
On our right.
Claude grabs his sword and moves before Waltz and I can respond. He dives low towards the soldier, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. Knights begin to approach us from the left, and I raise my sword, readying myself. Waltz snaps his finger in a flash of light, blinding the men in the immediate vicinity, and I use the opportunity to rush the knights in front of me.
Flashbang through the door.
I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of my blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are so many of them.
Ew.
Well, if it isn't the most desirable princess. Go fuck yourself. This one's mine. I have no idea who it is.
I know who it is, and it's actually Haku's.
Yeah, I figured from that sentence.
I'll whip around to attack the man that spoke to me, but he is nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you?
He's mine now.
I wonder. Lucette!
I turn around and see Claude running toward me, a panic expression in his eyes. Take a step toward him with the masked man suddenly. Oh no, it is Willie's. Okay.
Ah!
Ooh,
No, this
a
dude's gonna be
masked
Willie's.
man.
Yes.
Take
This
that,
is the
bitch.
one that I want to see
Ooh.
Willie be. I take a step toward him when the masked man suddenly blocks my path.
Ooh.
God, oh, God, he's so cool.
I was reading
I am
this dude,
Persona.
and I'm like, this is Willie's. I thought he had a top hat. I guess I was wrong. Alright.
I draw a card from my deck.
I draw a card from the deck of many things. Y'all dead?
I play the Seal of Orichalcos.
Who are you? I raise my sword, but the masked man taps his cane on the floor before I can swing. An incredible pressure blast from the cane. It shoves Claude to the floor and blows me backwards. I hit the wall hard and my vision darkens. See, I thought that was Sir Mithros, which is why I thought it was Haku's, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought
Nope.
those were mythos. I
Mine
made this
now.
guy.
It's mine now.
Yeah, no, I have you. I picked you to come into this game because of that dude. Alright. Claude.
You're welcome.
Live letter starting soon.
Oh, okay. Hopefully we're done soon.
Good.
Where
I at least want to say a few words as my character.
Where am I? Why can't I see anything? My head hurts. Alright, Willie, there you go.
Do it.
Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty.
I jerk up right at the familiar voice. You're the man who knocked me out. The man laughs and I blink because I try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold.
I don't take orders from princesses that no one remembers. But I am a gentleman, so I suppose I have to heed the lady's request.
The blindfold is abruptly pulled off and I flinch at the sun brightness.
Why, hello there,
Nice.
princess.
My captor looks at me, amused. He wears a crooked grin on his masked face and a cape on his shoulders. Who is he? My eyes wander the throne and I cannot help but gasp at what I see.
Strahd.
The king is strapped to the throne, hands bound and mouth covered. Your Majesty! The king pauses to look at me, his eyes contain a mixture of alarm and confusion. I turn and glare at the masked man. Let him go!
No can do, princess. Though... Don't you think he still looks regal sitting on his throne like that?
I grit my teeth as I begin to struggle against my bonds.
Struggle all you like. You won't get out of those knots anytime soon.
Who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow.
I am called Varg.
Var. What have you done to my father?
Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person and tying their hands behind their back counts as something.
Are you working for Sir
What?
Alcaster?
I don't work for anyone.
So he's a mercenary. Door flies
No, you
open.
idiot. He said it doesn't work for anyone.
Door flies open and Alcaster steps in, his face full of anger.
Mithros, the fool. How absolutely useless he was.
Var gives a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with his mischievous smile.
While I do agree with that wholeheartedly, that man is in the past. Here, in the present, we have someone far more interesting to deal with.
Varg gestures at me. I glare at Varg before returning my gaze to Alcaster. I used to think Alcaster was someone to be respected. Not anymore.
If it isn't the princess herself.
You remember who I am?
Once Mithros made the connection, it was all too obvious to be false.
Could Sir Mithros remember me? Alcaster shifts his attention to the king.
Gennaro, do you not remember this girl as your own blood daughter?
My eyes meet the king's, but I see no recognition in his eyes. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. Why are you doing this to my father, to the kingdom?
Everything I do for the kingdom. All successful rulers have run with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. Okay, Frieza, calm down. A king that is too lenient, does not inspire fear, has no business being on the throne.
Oh my god.
But the people of Angel love their king. Before I thought that the town people were despicable because they hated me, but now I understand those reasons. They may have judged me as mother's daughter, which is wrong, but it does not mean they should be subject to a regime of fear.
Your obligation as a ruler is to rule for the country, not the people. Back when the queen was still alive and this place knew the fear of witches, they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man...
King Alcaster!
God damn it, you beat me to it. You better have a good excuse for interrupting.
Not really, just timing. Your Highness, there's a beast!
Oh no.
What are you blathering about, you fool?
A beast! A magical beast! He's rampaging around the palace!
His name is Waltz! Is this the dead witch's doing?
I don't think dead witches work that way.
Dad?
With that attitude.
No, Dolores, fine. She has to be.
Out with it. Did Mithros do this?
What's a myth roast?
What? I cannot stop myself from blurting out the question. Sir Mithros is a witch?
Is that like a pot roast?
He was a witch, but now he's dead.
He turns to his knight and demands more information. I am too shocked to hear their words. Sir Mithros, a witch? Impossible.
What of the other palace intruders?
We managed to apprehend some of them, but we can't get to everyone with that beast taking us out. No, seriously. Can we go back and talk about the pot roast?
The damn Mithros, still a pain even after death.
What did you do to Sir Mithros?
Killed the bitch. Did you not hear me, girl? He's dead. Killed by my hand.
But why?
He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals.
He eyes me cautiously.
He wanted you, princess.
If Sir Mithras
Okay.
was a witch, that would explain why he still remembered me. Why did he want me?
Who knows? It doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knights to assist him in his search when the witches could not. But in the end, the fool was too power-hungry. You never entered into my plans. You would have been safe, princess, had you just stayed out. What? I know how to read. But now that you're here, you'll come in handy.
Telecaster turns back to the knight, who was immediately burst into explanation once more.
The beast is moving quickly! We don't know how much longer we can keep it from this room!
There's a beast in the palace that Sir Mithras is doing? I'm so confused. What about the others? Are they okay? Let me go, Alcaster.
You are not going anywhere. It sounds like some of your friends are very persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get here, I will kill them. You, princess, are going to make excellent bait.
That's kind of stereotypical, don't you think? Never mind.
None for
I
you.
know who this is.
You know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. You. Tell me what all of this is.
Farg looks unmoved by Alcaster's anger.
It is Mithros that summoned the beast, is it not? Then you must know what is happening. You're asking me, of all people? Ha! As if I would be able to answer any of your questions. You.
Oh, there it is.
Barg. Doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alacaster. I won't have any answers for you.
Alcaster turns to me, his eyes manic.
Whether this is Mithros' magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I'm not going to let it live.
Door, create a beast out of thin air.
Joke's on you, it's Waltz.
Sir Alcaster draws his sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm, desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Fark surprises me, however.
Oh my god, it's so obvious now.
Fark,
God damn.
What?
It's fucking karma. His curse is Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. I figured that a long time ago.
yeah. Fark
This
surprises
is like
me,
the
however.
opposite, where he's not supposed. Yeah.
Fark
That doesn't
surprises
stop me
however,
from...
by reaching down and putting the ropes, binding my arms with a sword that I recognize. You have my sword! I reach up as quickly as I can and grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me?
Help? All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what you do with that toothpick of a sword.
I like this too because he's just fucking chaotic. He talks like he doesn't care the whole it happens.
Don't think about it too much, princess. It's probably too much for your small head.
I swing my
Ooh,
sword toward him and Varg catches it with his cane.
You really think I'm the one you should be fighting?
The door creaks and falls off its hinges, and I stumble back and I hear screaming as loud footsteps sound against the hall's tiles.
So what will you do? Run? Hide? Or will the beast kill you too?
See ya. Wow.
My eyes focus on our trigger entering the room, though I cannot make out specifics at first. The form grows more distinct the further it moves into the room.
Wow.
What this is, I cannot fight it. There's a moment of eerie silence, and Alcaster yells, and the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as a collective. And we're gonna stop right there, because live letter.
Oh no!
Oh well.
Who could it be? Who's to know? Why do I love playing Varg?
I knew
And
you'd like playing
Alacaster.
I knew you'd like playing him. Although, Willie, when you come visit
Also,
me
I know who
Tuesday,
Varg is.
Yeah, don't say though. Don't say at all. I also, Willie,
It's.
don't say.
I know.
Have a link for this. Do we have a link for the stream for Live Letter?
I'm already streaming it. Just go
Yeah, he's already
into
streaming.
Never mind.